Hello students, in present video I am going to explain about 11th problem from ledger topic. This problem is available in the description box. I am taking this question from Telangana State Intermediate First Year Telugu Academy textbook. But this video is useful to all commerce students who want to learn about ledger topic. On ledger topic I made two videos. Video links I am providing in description box and in iCards. First you watch those videos, then only you can understand this present video. Let us start the problem. Prepare Sudha account from the following. In whose books we have to prepare Sudha's account? In firm's books. Why we should prepare Sudha's account? Because in the month of February, between firm and Sudha, there were some transactions. Observe the transactions. Amount due from Sudha, goods sold to Sudha, goods returned by Sudha. Means what? Sudha is a customer to us. Because in transactions, we are selling goods to Sudha and she is paying money to us. So in February month, so many times we sold goods to Sudha. Sometimes she paid money to us. Sometimes she has given check to us. Like that, so many transactions were taken place between firm and Sudha in February month. Finally, at the end of the month, we want to know how much money Sudha should pay to us. So to know that, in firm's books, in ledger book, we have to prepare Sudha's account. And while preparing Sudha's account, you have to analyze all these transactions from firm's point of view. Because in firm's books, we are preparing ledger. First transaction is 1st February 2018, amount due from Sudha. This is called opening balance. How to deal with the opening balance? Let us see. As you are a student, he is asking you to prepare Sudha's account only for February month. But assume you are an accountant of this organization. Then every month of 2018, you have to prepare Sudha's account. Previous month, that is in January month also, there were some transactions between firm and Sudha. You know, Sudha's account is a personal account. Personal account rule, debit the receiver, credit the giver. Means, if Sudha is a receiver, that particular transaction we have to post on debit side of Sudha's account. If Sudha is a giver, that transaction you have to post on credit side. In other words, if firm is giving any benefit to Sudha, the transaction appears on debit side of this account. If firm is receiving any benefit from Sudha, the transaction appears on credit side of Sudha's account. Assume that in January month, firm has given 10,000 rupees benefit, 5,000 rupees, 3,500, 1,500 rupee benefits to Sudha. So all those transactions appear on debit side of Sudha's account. And Sudha has given 6,000, 4,000, 2,000 worth benefits to the firm. These transactions appear on credit side. If you do the totals, debit total is 20,000 rupees and the credit total is 12,000 rupees. Means firm has given 20,000 benefit to Sudha and the firm has taken 12,000 rupees benefit from Sudha. So Sudha is a receiver for 20,000 rupees. Sudha is a giver for 12,000 rupees. Finally, received amount is more. 20,000 minus 12,000, 8,000. So it gives a meaning that on 31st January 18, at the end of previous month, Sudha has to pay 8,000 rupees to the firm. Because she has taken 8,000 excess from the firm. Means to the firm, Sudha is a debtor. Debtor means a person who is liable to us. Debtor is an asset because money should come and asset shows a debit balance. Observe this, debit total is more than credit total. Then the difference 8,000, credit side we have to write now. By balance carried down 8,000 rupees we should show on credit side. As we are writing this 8,000 on credit side, don't think that this balance is called credit balance. This balance is known as debit balance because debit total is more than credit total. So, if any personal account shows a debit balance, it gives the meaning that that person is a debtor. Means that person should pay money to the firm. As Sudha is a debtor on 31st January 2018, in February month, on starting date, debit side we should bring that amount. Why? Because asset show debit balance now. So, debit side to balance brought down. In amount column, 8,000 rupees we should write. So, remember, when you are preparing account for February month, if opening balance is given, what should be your analysis? Sudha has to pay 8,000 rupees to us. Sudha is a debtor. Debtor means asset. Asset shows a debit balance. Therefore, debit side we should write to balance brought down 8,000 rupees. So on 1st February 18, debit side we wrote to balance brought down 8,000 rupees. From next date onwards, he has given financial business transactions. For each transaction, we should think the journal entry and we should post that journal entry in the account. 4th day transaction is goods sold to Sudha. Firm sold goods to Sudha. So from the firm, goods are going. And customer name is given. Means this is credit sale. In return, cash is not coming on the same day. To write the journal entry, first step is in that transaction, minimum 2 accounts will be there. We should identify them. To Sudha, we sold goods. Therefore, Sudha account is one account. From the firm, goods are going. Second account is goods account. Second step of writing journal entry is grouping. Sudha account, with the person name we opened one account. If any account is opened with a person name or firm name, it comes under personal account. Sudha account is a personal account. Goods account. Goods means asset. With the asset name, if we open any account, it is a real account. Third step in writing journal entry is apply the double entry principles. For personal account, debit the receiver, credit the giver. For real account, debit what comes in, credit what goes out. For nominal account, debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. These are the double entry principles. Now, for personal account principle is debit the receiver, credit the giver. Means, if Sudha is a receiver, we should debit her account. If Sudha is a giver, we should credit her account. Sudha is receiving goods, she is a receiver, we should debit Sudha's account. Real account rule, debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Means, if goods are coming into the firm, we should debit goods account. If goods are going from the firm, we should credit goods account. Here, goods are going from the firm, you should credit goods account. In entry, we should not write goods word because goods word comes in 4 cases. In case of purchases, sales, purchase returns, sales returns. If you write only goods word, there will not be any clarity. Therefore, instead of goods word, we should write transaction name. This is sales transaction. So write down sales account. Then final entry is Sudha account debtor to sales account. In these 2 accounts, Sudha account we are preparing. In journal entry, Sudha account is debited. Therefore, on debit side, we have to post this entry. This is the center line of the account and left side is known as debit side. So, on debit side, in date column, we have to write the transaction date. 4th February 2018. With 2, we have to start. And what to write? Other account name, sales account. Amount is 11,000 rupees. Next transaction is on 12th date. Goods returned by Sudha 4,000 rupees. Sudha is returning goods to the firm. goods are coming into the firm. Means what? Once firm sold goods to Sudha, some goods are defective. So those goods Sudha is returning to us. Once we sold the goods to her and she is returning these goods to us. Means transaction is sales return transaction. Two accounts are, goods are coming now. Goods account is one account. These goods are coming from Sudha. Sudha account is another account. Goods means asset, so real account. Sudha account is a personal account. Real account rule, debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Goods are coming, debit goods account. Personal account rule, debit the receiver, credit the giver. Sudha is returning goods to us. She is a giver, credit her. Goods word we should not write. Instead of that, transaction name we should write. This is sales return transaction. Sales returns we should debit. Final entry is sales returns account data to Sudha account. Sudha account is credited. So this entry, credit side we should post. In date column, write down the transaction date. 12th February 2018. With by we have to start. What to write? Other account name, sales returns account. Amount is 4,000 rupees. Next transaction is on 16th date, cash received from Sudha 3,000 rupees. From Sudha, cash is coming. Why? Because once we sold goods to Sudha on credit, she is liable to us. So on 16th date, she is paying money to us. Two accounts are, cash is coming. Cash account is one account. From Sudha, cash is coming. Sudha account is second account. Cash means asset, so it is a real account. Sudha account is a personal account. Real account rule, debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Cash is coming, debit it. Personal account rule, debit the receiver, credit the giver. Sudha is a giver, credit. Now, final entry is cash account data to Sudha account. In journal entry, Sudha account is credited. So, in Sudha account, credit side, we should post this transaction. In date column, write down the transaction date. In particulars column, by other account name, cash account, we should write. Amount is 3,000 rupees. Come to next transaction. 22nd date, received check from Sudha 6,000 rupees. Sudha wants to pay 6,000 rupees to us. Instead of paying in cash form, she issued a check to us. Suppose she is maintaining her bank account in SBI. So SBI check she has given to us. Actually speaking, we should go to customer's bank, we should present that check and we should take the money. But we are running one business now. Daily so many checks come to us in this manner. So to all those customers' banks we cannot go. So what we do is we deposit that check in our bank. A bank where we are maintaining one account. Our assumption is on the same day firm deposited that check in its bank. Now, collecting the money from customer's bank is our banker's responsibility. So, through online, bank collects money from SBI and that money will be deposited in firm's bank account. So, from customer's bank, cash is coming to our bank. This is the transaction. Two accounts we have to write. Check account we should not write. Customer's bank account we should not consider. And don't take cash account as one account because cash is not coming into the firm, not going from the firm. Then what are left? Our bank and Sudha. Two accounts are bank account, Sudha account. Bank account with one organization name, when we open any account, it is a personal account. Sudha account is also a personal account. Personal account rule, debit the receiver, credit the giver. Receiver is bank. Bank is receiving cash now. Debit bank account. Giver is Sudha. Sudha is giving check to us. Credit Sudha account. Final entry is bank account data to Sudha account. As Sudha account is credited, this entry we should post on credit side. In date column, write down the transaction date. By other account name, bank account we should write 6,000 rupees. Till now, we have posted all the transactions in account by using journal entries. Without using journal entries also, we can do this problem. Further, you have to remember one important point. That is, Sudha account is a personal account. Personal account rule, debit the receiver, credit the giver. Means, in one financial business transaction, if Sudha is a receiver, that transaction appears on the debit side of Sudha's account. If Sudha is a giver, the transaction appears on credit side of Sudha's account. So debit side, which transactions we should write? Sudha should be a receiver. In other words, Sudha should receive some benefit from the firm. All those transactions we should debit in Sudha's account. And credit side, which transactions we should write? Sudha should be a giver. In other words, Sudha should give some benefit to the firm. Let us see the transactions in that angle. Sales means we sold goods to Sudha on credit. Sudha is receiving goods, she is a receiver. That is why sales are appearing on debit side. Come to credit, sales returns. Sudha is returning some goods to us. Sudha is giving goods, she is a giver. So credit side, this transaction is appearing. Next one, cash received from Sudha. So Sudha is giving cash to us. Sudha is a giver. So credit side it is appearing. Check received from Sudha. Sudha issued a check to us. So Sudha is giving check to us. She is a giver. Therefore credit side it is appearing. In that manner also you can post. But if you post in this manner, you have to be very careful about this particular column. Because journal entries we are not using now. So which account name we should write in particular column, carefully you should remember. Now come to the last transaction of this problem. On 28th date, transaction is Sudha's account is settled with 10% discount. For this transaction, he is not giving any amount because we have to compute the amount. How? Observe which side total is more. Debit side total is more. In rough notes, find out the total of debit side amount column. 19,000 rupees minus credit total 13,000 rupees. Then the difference is balancing figure is 6,000 rupees. What is the meaning of this answer? Debit amounts are debit the receiver. Sudha is a receiver for 19,000 rupees. From the firm, Sudha received 19,000 rupees. Credit amounts are Sudha is a giver to the firm. To the firm, Sudha has given 13,000 rupees. So, Sudha received 6,000 extra from us. Now that amount Sudha should pay to us. Means to the firm, Sudha is a debtor. Debtor means a person who is liable to us. On 28th February, month last date, her account is settled. What is the meaning of that? She has paid that amount. How she has paid this 6,000 rupees? With a 10% discount she settled her account. First the discount amount we should calculate. Discount is equal to 6,000 rupees into 10%. One numerator, one denominator. If you cancel, discount is 600 rupees. Then 6,000 rupees balance amount minus discount amount 600 is equal to 5,400. What is the meaning of this? Sudha has to pay 6,000 rupees to us. She paid only 5,400 rupees to us. Means firm allowed a discount of 600 rupees to Sudha. So what is the transaction? Cash received from Sudha 5,400 and discount allowed 600. Like this, he should give this transaction. But indirectly, he has given. Sudha's account is settled with a 10% discount. Now, for this transaction, we have to frame the journal entry. Sudha is paying cash. And we allowed discount. This is the transaction now. When discount is given in the transaction, 3 accounts come in journal entry. First account is cash is coming to us. Cash account is one account. We are allowing discount to her. Discount allowed account is second account. Cash is coming from Sudha. Sudha account is third account. Cash account is a real account because cash means asset. Discount allowed is a loss to us. Instead of receiving 6,000 rupees from Sudha, we are receiving only 5,400. We are losing 600 rupees. It is a loss. Losses come under nominal account. Discount allowed account is a nominal account. Sudha account is a personal account. One by one, apply the double entry principles. Real account rule. Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Cash is coming, debit. Nominal account rule. Debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. Discount allowed is lost to us. We should debit it. Personal account rule. Debit the receiver, credit the giver. Sudha is giving cash to us. So she is a giver. We should credit. You may get one doubt. Sudha is receiving discount also. You can think that Sudha is a receiver. You can debit her account. Sudha is a receiver for discount amount 600. Sudha is a giver for cash amount 5,400. Here prefer 5,400 rupees because amount is large. Give priority to cash, not to discount. As Sudha is giving cash to us, she is a giver. We should credit her. So final entry is cash account debtor, discount allowed account debtor to Sudha account. Cash 5,400, discount 600. Add these two amounts and write the total for Sudha account 6,000. Sudha is liable for 6,000 rupees. She paid 5,400 cash to us and we allowed a discount of 600. Now this entry we should post in Sudha's account. In journal entry, Sudha's account is credited. Therefore this entry credit side we should post. Debit side 2 accounts are there now. So 2 accounts we should write. Transaction date is 28. By cash account 5,400. In next line again write down the same date. By discount allowed account, discount amount 600 rupees. Now, two sides put the totals. Debit total is 19,000 rupees. Credit side, as we wrote the difference amount 6,000, if you total all these amounts, same amount comes 19,000. Observe one important point here. There is no balance carried down in the problem. In previous problem, in 10th problem, we got balance carried down in the account. Because in 10th problem, there is a settlement transaction was not there. But in 11th problem, as her account is settled at the end of the month, we should not get any balance carried down in her account. If any personal account shows balance carried down, it gives a meaning that her account is not yet settled. For next month, it is going to be continued. But here clearly is stated that her account is settled at the end of the month. Therefore, you should not get any balance carried down. Both sides you should get the same totals. And as there is no balance carried down, for next month, you need not to write any balance brought down. So this is all about 11th problem from ledger lesson. Hope this video is helpful to you. Thank you.